Hello. Welcome to the Murphy Water Treatment Plant, water supply for customers of Gainesville Regional Utility. Come this way and we'll start a tour of the plant. We provide water to about 185,000 people. We have a total of 16 raw water wells, 11 of which you can pretty much see right around the perimeter of the plant. Well 5 is one of our big wells. It's a 7.5 million gallon a day well, and it has a diesel engine on it. Water plants have to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Plant is rated for 54 MGD, 54 million gallons a day, and that rating is done by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, DEP. They are our primary regulators in so far as water quality goes. Got a little chlorine smell to it, but that's not bad. That's good. Chlorine smells good, tastes good, safe. People don't understand the level of treatment. They don't understand the regulatory requirements. They don't understand that, that everybody that works here is accountable, not only to the city or to GRU, but to the state of Florida. The other side of that, the bottled water industry, it's convenient. They say it's safer. They're not regulated like we are. I don't want to get in an area here that stirs a pot, but they're not regulated like we are. They're regulated by the FDA, and that's not the same level of regulation that the DEP and EPA and Alachua County and all those people are doing. There's a whole system of checks and balances in place to ensure that what we're telling folks we're doing with the water supply is exactly what we're doing. The sources of supply vary greatly. Where you can do it, groundwater is always pretty much the safest source. It sits in the ground for maybe millions of years undisturbed, or virtually. Whereas if you're in a major city and your source of supply comes out of a river, you're at the mercy of what your brothers and sisters upstream send you. We know the hardness of our water. We know how much hydrogen sulfide it's got in it. We know it doesn't have any other contamination in it. Doesn't have any contamination in it. So we know we can pretty much treat it with lime the same way every day. We know how much chlorine to feed. If you're from a surface water supply, those people that are monitoring that the intake, what's coming into your system, it can be a brand new day every day. The next big frontier for water is going to be the ocean, desalination. That is extremely expensive, or 5 or 6 times as expensive as any conventional water treatment. Now, if you live along coastline, you overpump those wells, you can ruin those wells with saltwater intrusion. If you pump the groundwater down below sea level, then that water at sea level will come in there and contaminate those wells. And if you contaminate a well with salt water, it's contaminated forever. That's the way you might run out of water. It's not that you're going to run out of the resource, but you might run out of safe water if you don't take care of it. You do not want to drill a well in an urban area or somewhere where there's a lot of development coming, because as people crowd in on it, the potential for contamination is going to increase. So you want your wells as protected as you can get them. Now, of course, as time has gone on, we've had some growth around us, but we don't have a lot. As you can see, we're still pretty much surrounded by pine trees. Probably about 15 years ago, Alachua County enacted a wellhead protection ordinance. That regulates what kind of activities can go on around the water plant. It also dictates what can travel by us. If you go down the road here, you'll see a sign at Main Street that says no hazardous chemicals beyond this point. That means nothing hazardous, including oil, gasoline, nothing can be carried or transported by the facility, not legally anyway. This particular area has a large clay layer. It's called the Hawthorne Formation, large impervious clay area. So that makes it an ideal place for wells, because you have a natural buffer of semi-impervious clay anywhere between 40 and 100 foot thick between the upper zone and the middle zone. So you have this giant clay layer. And they knew that would be a natural buffer to protect the well field from any outside contamination. Single biggest factor, the single biggest use of water for GRU is irrigation. We use on an average, about 10 million gallons a day. That's a lot of water to be putting on the ground. Of course, it's not wasted because it goes back into the ground and back ultimately to the aquifer. But some of it evaporates, and it comes back too in the form of rain somewhere down the road. As far as what people can do for us out in the system, as far as what our customers can do for us, 2 simple things. One, if you've got leaks, fix them. Fix the leaks, because you're just wasting water, you're wasting your money, and you're wasting our money, you're wasting a resource. 2 is irrigate properly. Irrigate the correct amount. Don't just turn the sprinkler on and let it run and run and run. Most lawns need about an inch a week, maybe not even an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of water a week. Figure out what that is. Take some cups, mark them, take them and stick them in the yard, turn your sprinklers on. If you get 3/4 to an inch a week, you're fine. You do not need to water your lawn every other day. You just conserve the resource so that everybody has as much as they want for a long time to come.